You're listening to Sip and Grow the podcast, the show where we taste awesome, delicious wines while having unfiltered conversations about our passions, experiences, struggles, entrepreneurship, and life. My name is Nicole Di Pasquale, and I'm a wine enthusiast just trying to pursue her passions and dreams while taking you on the journey with me, one episode at a time. My ultimate goal is to not only bring you wine knowledge and value, but also inspire you to enjoy your process and journey in pursuing your passions and dreams. Because guess what? The person you become while enduring the process is more important. So sit back, grab a glass, and let's sip and grow together. Welcome back, guys. I hope you've been enjoying the episode so far. Please leave a rating or a review on Apple or Spotify or YouTube. It only helps me and my channel grow. So I would greatly appreciate that if you guys just leave a comment or a like down below. That would be amazing. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get episode updates from me. But today we're gonna do something that is a little bit out of my comfort zone because I don't know much about French wines, but I was like, you know what? Let's get into it. Let's bring a French wine on here and taste it together. And this one in particular was recommended to me by a friend of mine. So this is it's from a region called Chateauneuf du Pape. I'm gonna try really hard today to not massacre these French names, but I looked up the pronunciations. There's one word in particular that is very difficult for me, and I'm probably gonna take it out of my notes and just try to pronounce it. But bear with me. I'm trying my best here, and I'm sorry if I massacre any of these French names. But this one is Chateauneuf du Pape, and it's from a Domaine de la Charbonnière. I'll put a picture of it on here so that you guys, and I'll link it as well. But this is going to be the first time I try this wine. So I haven't tried this wine at all. But looking up the history behind this region was actually pretty cool. So way back when, in the 13th centuries, we're going to talk about popes today. So Chateauneuf du Pape actually translates to Papa's New Castle in French. So the reason it's named that is because in the 13th centuries, Pope Clement V, he decided to move from his home in Rome to France, to this region, which at the time was like up and coming. I think there was only like 1,000 residents when he moved there. And he actually planted, in 1308, he planted some vineyards there. And then a few years later, he passed. So technically, Pope Clement V was the first winemaker in the region of Chateauneuf, or Chateauneuf. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I hope I am. So I thought that was cool. And then actually when they did the ceremony to bring in the second pope after him, which was John the 22nd, I believe, they drank a lot of wine, and that's kind of where the expression vin du pape comes from. So vin du pape means Pope's wine. So they're actually within this region. They were in the area called Avignon, and what makes this wine one of the most widely known grape varietals or planted grape varietals is the Grenache grape varietal, and that is basically the base of Chateauneuf du Pape. So if you see this wine anywhere, usually you're gonna have the most percentage of Grenache used in there, and then it's combined with other grapes. So there's 13 different type of grape varietals that you can use to that the French usually use to create this wine. But this one specifically is 70% Grenache, 15% Syrah, and then 15%, I'm going to massacre this name, but I have it written down, It's 15% Mourvèdre. It's spelled Mourvedre. Anyways, so this is actually in the southern part of, like this specific region's in the southern part of Rhone. And what I thought was cool, I was reading up on this specific region, and it has like a very unique terrier. So the terrier is made of like these pebbled rocks. So it's like a layer of rock basically, and within that layer of rock is a combination of quartzite, which is a metamorphic rock, and then the remains of the alpine glacier. So what's special about those rocks is that they store heat during the day, like throughout the day, they'll store the heat that they grab from the sun, and then at night they release that heat. So what that does is that it helps the grapes ripen faster. I thought that was super cool. And another positive thing about those specific rocks is that they help keep moisture in the soil throughout, like during like the summer, so that the soil doesn't like dry out, and they have the necessary moisture needed for it to be thriving and beautiful and the way we want it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm really excited to try this wine because reading up on it, it seems like it's a wine that I would like. Another cool thing that I read about was that the Grenache grape is actually, it oxidizes easily in oak or like wooden barrels. So usually they vinify which vinified means you convert the grape juice to wine. So here at Emeritus, where I'm currently working, we vinify our grape juice to wine in steel tanks. So for the Grenache grape, they can't do that in wooden. Some people do it in like wooden barrels, wooden tanks. With the Grenache grape specifically, you can't vinify it in wood because it'll oxidize too quickly. So they usually vinify it in cement tanks, which I love me a cement tank. I've had plenty of wines vinified in cement tanks or aged in cement tanks, and I don't know, I've never had an issue with them. And then all the other grape varietals that they usually use to blend into this wine, they'll do like it's like a big, think of it like a big barrel, because it's not your typical size barrel. It's actually, there's a name. This is the name that I'm gonna massacre before I open this wine. Let me tell you the name of it. It's called Foudre. Foudre. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's spelled Foudre. So these are just like larger barrels that are used to vinify the other grape varietals that are used in the blend of Chateauneuf du Pape. So these larger barrels basically means that there's like less wine to wood exposure. So those specific grape varietals that are vinified in that process won't get as much wood or oaky flavors in the wine as you would if you were to do it in a barrique, which is a normal size barrel. But let's go ahead and open this up and try it because I'm excited. I'm excited to try this one. I've heard great reviews about this wine, so and the friend who suggested it to me, he said that it doesn't matter what producer you get it from. Like, he's tried different types, different producers from the same region, and they've all been good. So he's like, just go into the wine store and get whatever says Chateauneuf du Pape. If you know this wine and you have any specific producer that you recommend, please go ahead and let me know. I'm interested in trying it. Let's go ahead and pour this up. So this is a 2020 vintage. And let's go ahead and see this. This color's already like, it's gorgeous. It's like a deep red, ruby red, which we love that. Yeah, this color is really nice. And I had this at 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That's another thing too that I read about their terrier. Their like temperature, I think the coldest it gets is like 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and the hottest is like 88 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty good. So they have pretty good summers and winters. So the summers are usually hot, clear skies, and like normal. And then the winter, it's like a little bit windy, cold, and like it's not terrible. So I think the coldest it's ever gotten there was probably like 26 degrees Fahrenheit, but that's like out of the norm. Usually the range is 35 degrees to 88 degrees is their like seasonal temperature changes, which is it's pretty good for like having a vineyard and growing grapes. You want to have all those seasons because all those seasons are very important and vital for the vines. So let's go ahead and smell this bad boy. Ooh, okay, so a lot of herbal notes are hitting me, spicy herbal notes, and it's very fruity too, like very juicy. I'm definitely getting bay leaves in there, a hint of thyme, dark fruits like dark cherry, blackberry even. I'm even getting like raspberry tea. There's this raspberry tea that I have. It smells exactly like that, which is one of my favorite teas. It has that scent in there, so definitely some raspberries are in there as well. There's a hint of licorice for sure, and like some vanilla as well. I'm already loving the aromas coming out. This is a very like creative wine, I guess would be the word. I don't know. I just like love when wines give you so many different aromas at the same time, because it seems like complex, and I love complex wines. But it seems like it's not going to be rough, like on the tannins, which we'll taste it now and see if that's the case. But I'm excited to taste it. Oh my God, that's good. I even get a hint of blood orange in there actually, now tasting it. But I confirmed everything I said prior to the aromas is confirmed in the taste. It goes down, there is tannins. It is a little bit on the tannin, like there are some tannins in there, but it's not aggressive. And I feel like the tannins are coming from like the Syrah in it. Like it has the similar features to a typical Syrah, which I love myself a good Syrah. But I love the fact that it's complex and it has its tannins, but it's not killing me, and it goes down nice and smooth. It's almost like it has a richness to it that like it just like feels like a velvet on your tongue, and I love those type of wines. I would definitely rate this like 8.5 out of 10. I would want to have this with an osso buco with, or like parpadeles with like a meat sauce. Oof, this will go fire with that. But definitely I would go more on the hearty side of meals. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a steak, but this is a well balanced wine, medium bodied, goes down smoothly. It's very rich in flavor, very juicy, very velvety on the tongue. 8.5 out of 10. I am not mad about it, and this is the first. I've tried a couple of French wines, but I don't remember them because I only tried it like once or twice. So for this being technically kind of me getting back into like the French wine world, I'm not upset about it. I think it's really, really good. I think it's worth trying. It is on the pricier side, but French wines usually tend to be on the pricier side. It cost me $38, I believe, at Bottle Barn. So it's a $40 bottle of wine. But 8.5 out of 10. I would definitely drink it again. And yeah, if you like medium bodied wines, try this out. Let me know what you think. I like it. I like it. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. And if you have any ideas or topics that you want me to talk about, let me know. Cheers. I hope you drink your wine tonight. I will. And I'll see you at the next one.